All right, welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're diving into something, well, kind of buzzy. High-value woman. You hear that, and maybe you think, okay, is this about designer bags and, I don't know, private jets?
Right, like the superficial stuff.
Yeah, but actually, the source material we've been digging into, this PDF called How to Be a High-Value Woman, goes way deeper than that.
It really does. Forget the surface. This is about mindset, self-worth, how that shapes your whole life, really.
So that's what we're going to unpack today, the core ideas from this source. It lays out four, I guess you could call them steps to becoming this, high-value woman. And the first one is, drum roll, cultivating self-worth.
Okay, self-worth. Right off the bat, the source says this isn't something you get from other people. It's got to come from within.
So not likes on Instagram or, compliments from, I don't know.
Yeah, not from external validation. The source is really clear that if you're always looking for that, your sense of self becomes, well, shaky, dependent on what other people think.
Right? Like, imagine if your mood was based on, whether it was sunny or raining.
Exactly. That's what they're getting at. Your value, it shouldn't be this fluctuating thing.
So then what does the source say a high-value woman, what does she not do? What are those red flags?
3 things. No chasing approval, no tolerating disrespect, and this one's huge. She doesn't shrink herself to make others comfortable.
Not shrinking, yeah. I feel like we've all been there, dimming your own light a little.
It's about holding your own space. So how do we build this self-worth? This source gives some pretty concrete steps.
Okay, let's hear 'em.
Step 1, it's almost like rewiring your brain. Stop needing that external validation. Actually stop. Your worth isn't up for debate, period.
Got it. What's next?
Boundaries. And this isn't just a trendy word. The source is super direct. Someone disrespects you, address it.
Oh, so not just hinting or hoping they'll get the message.
Yeah, clear communication. What you will and won't accept, that in itself, setting those boundaries, shows self-worth.
All right, because you're showing you value yourself. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, third step to building self-worth.
Cultivating a growth mindset.
Now, we hear that a lot. What's it mean in this context?
The source says it's that belief that you're not stuck as you are. You can learn, get better, evolve. Intelligence isn't fixed.
Oh, so it's like not giving up if you're not good at something right away.
Exactly. It's believing in your potential. Challenges become, well, opportunities to grow.
I like that. And the last thing the source mentions for self-worth.
How you talk to yourself.
Oh, that inner critic.
Yeah, but it's more than just, positive affirmations. It's catching yourself when you're negative and consciously shifting that, being your own cheerleader in a way.
Okay, I love that. So step 1, cultivate that inner strength, that self-worth. Makes sense. What's step 2?
This one might sound a little esoteric.
Right.
Prioritizing your feminine energy and emotional intelligence.
Feminine energy, huh? I feel like that can be a loaded term sometimes.
Right, and the source clarifies this right away. It's not strictly about gender, it's more about qualities like receptivity, empathy, nurturing.
So it's not about being passive or anything.
No, not at all. It's about having both strength and softness, knowing when to use each one.
Talents, essentially. So what about the emotional intelligence part? How does the source say we master our emotions?
3 main things. First, responding, not reacting, especially under pressure.
Oh, that's so hard sometimes. You just want to snap back.
But that pause, that conscious choice in how you respond, that's key. Second thing, grace.
Grace, moving gracefully.
In a way, the source describes it as having magnetic, not chaotic energy. Think of it like a still lake versus a choppy ocean.
One's peaceful, inviting, the other's kind of scary. Right?
Exactly. It's about cultivating that calm inner state. That's what draws people in.
Wow, that imagery is powerful. So respond, not react. Have grace. What's the third piece?
Knowing when to disengage. Not every battle needs to be fought. Sometimes walking away, it's the most powerful move you can make.
Saves energy too, right?
Definitely. And the source really drives home this point. A high-value woman, she doesn't let the world dictate her mood.
She's in control. I like that. Okay, what about step 3?
Leveling up your mindset and lifestyle.
Okay, I feel like this is building on what we've talked about already.
It is. The source says high-value women, they're committed to growth, always improving mentally, emotionally, even physically. No settling.
Always reaching higher. So how do they suggest we level up?
First, invest in yourself. Reading, learning new things, constantly expanding your knowledge.
Never stop being a student.
Exactly. Second, prioritize your well-being. Holistic stuff like fitness, skincare, but also your mental health. Feeling good fuels everything else.
Right, because if you're burnt out, you can't show up fully.
Yeah.
And the third point for leveling up,
Be mindful of your social circle. The people you surround yourself with, they rub off on you.
you're like the average of the 5 people you're closest to, right? Something like that.
That's the idea. Choose people who uplift you, not drain you. And the source makes this really interesting point here.
What's that?
The way you treat yourself, it sets the bar for how others treat you.
So if you let people walk all over you, well, they probably will.
It's about self-respect influencing how others perceive you.
Okay, makes sense. Now on to the fourth and final step from the source. Being unapologetically you.
This is where it all comes together. The source says a high-value woman, she doesn't try to fit a mold. Her power comes from being authentically herself.
So no trying to be someone you're not, but like practically, how do we
Yeah.
do that?
Own your individuality. The good, the quirky, the things that make you unique. Don't dim your light. Second, have standards.
Standards for what?
Everything. Relationships, friendships, work. Knowing what you deserve and refusing to settle. That goes back to self-worth. Right?
Totally. Knowing your values sets the bar. What's the last point on being unapologetically you?
Find your purpose. The source talks about having passions, goals, that inner drive. It's about living intentionally, and that's attractive.
You can just feel that energy when someone's living their purpose, right? It's magnetic.
Totally. And the source wraps this up by saying, when you truly love and accept yourself, you become magnetic. Confidence, authenticity, passion, it draws people in.
So this isn't about tricks or manipulation. It's about inner work reflecting outward.
Exactly. So as we wrap up this deep dive into how to be a high-value woman, what are your main takeaways?
Honestly, it's not about reaching some perfect ideal. It's about growth, self-respect, high standards, and it's ongoing.
I agree. The source is really pushing a shift in perspective. Not chasing, but attracting. Not settling, but elevating. And it all starts within.
And it all comes back to that self-worth, right? The more you invest in yourself, the more that value radiates out.
Yeah, the source boils it down to 3 things. Know your worth, protect your energy, and keep evolving.
Actionable stuff for sure. And they leave us with this powerful quote. You don't find your worth, you create it.
Wow. That's a mic drop moment, right?
Yeah.
It's really empowering. Your value isn't out there waiting to be discovered. It's something you build, something to think about.
Definitely something to ponder. All right, that's our deep dive for today. Thanks for joining us.
Until next time.